folks, it's Sarah with Obadiah's, and today I am going to do a first burn video for you guys this is the Nordica, this is the Rosetta in the Liberty Parchment. So this is going to be one of the smaller models in the Nordica line. Actually, the smallest model, I believe it's about 33 inches in total width. So this is a great model for smaller homes and small spaces. This here is shown again. This is kind of like a nice cream color. This is called the parchment color. It is also available in red, and then this is like a nice floral tile pattern. They do have a different X pattern that's available more in a cappuccino-ish kind of color, as well as burgundy, and in a soapstone finish as well. So you do have a variety of color choices. So this is going to be a cast iron stove. As I always say with any new wood stove, it's very, very important to break it in. Now, cast iron is going to be a little bit different than other stoves because even after your first break-in, cast iron cannot go from extremely cold temperatures to really hot temperatures. So I never really recommend cast iron stoves for people who have kind of like hunting cabins or weekend cabins where they're leaving them and the cabins are getting extremely cold, and then they're looking for a stove to, you know, like fire up and warm up the place very quickly. In that case, you would not want a cast iron stove. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started with our first kindling fire. I'm going to get this lit up for you guys and take you through the process. So I am starting with very small, nice, dry kindling. Always. As you can see, this model does have a smaller firebox here, so my kindling's not super long. Actually, it could be longer for this model. So I like to just do a nice little teepee pattern. Again, always just dry wood. I never use any paper to get my fire started. One other thing I will point out is you should not ever be burning like processed wood, you know, like 2x4s, pallets, things like that. That type of wood does burn much hotter, and it can actually cause you to overfire your stove. So unless you have like a stove that's rated to burn coal for super hot temperatures, you definitely don't want to be burning any type of processed wood. Here is my teepee kindling pile I have, so you can see that nice up close. I'm just going to grab my blowtorch and get it started. You do want to make sure that your damper controls are going to be fully open when getting your fire started. Usually about a minute, maybe 2 minutes to get your kindling going nice and good, nice and hot, before you should be able to close the door and have it stay lit. All right, that is going nice and hot. I don't even need the blowtorch anymore. That was pretty quick. So I'll just leave this door open, maybe just a minute or so, and then we'll close it up and it should stay going. So it's okay to close it, you know, part of the way and not necessarily close the hinge, you know, until you feel like it's going nice and good. But always remember, never, ever, ever walk away from your stove without latching your hinge, because if you do that and then you just forget because the door looks like it's closed, you will absolutely overfire your stove, and that is not covered under warranty. So you definitely do not want to be doing that. So I will keep you guys updated through this process. I'm going to give you some temperature readings here after a few minutes of my low burn, and I'll take you through the process. All right, we are about 10 minutes into our kindling fire. Even with just a small fire, look at how clean this glass is burning. We are about 10 minutes into this burn right now, and I'm going to give you guys some readings. So the hottest area on the cook plate is already at 260 degrees. Directly above the oven, the cooktop is about 180 degrees. Right over the oven clean out here, 234 degrees. On the side panel, the top side panel of the stove, 70 degrees at the top, 65 degrees at the bottom. The glass is at a temperature of 343 degrees. Oven's at about 217 degrees. And this is literally just 10 minutes in to the burn, and I do not have the oven actually activated at this time. So as we move into the next medium burn, I will keep you guys updated. So right now my kindling fire is completely burned down, so I am going to load up with cordwood. This firebox is pretty short. None of my wood fit. Now you can get longer pieces than this. It's just we ended up cutting what we had in half, and so it's extra short. Here I am moving into my medium burn. So here's what you can see. That actually turned out to be a nice log length because I stood them up vertical, and they're nice fat logs. This should give me a nice burn. It's burning really hot too. So that's wide open. I literally just loaded this, so I'll give you guys some temperature readings here soon. This is something I want to show you. This is Sarah's mistake right here. This is what happens when you light your cook stove and you forget to clean the oil off the top of it from the factory. 416, 416 degrees on the front glass during our medium burn.
Yeah, and on the top it is 383. 383 is on the top.
383 degrees on the cooktop.
And right there we got, oh wow, we got
229 degrees. Go ahead and give me the reading on the side panel. Side panel reading is 129. Bottom 85. Here we have 73. 148. Wow, that's pretty hot. Cooktop, corner cooktop temperature 478. Okay, so I am going to be headed into my final hot burn here. So I'm gonna, ooh, these handles are hot. These handles are a little hot, so keep that in mind when loading the door. All right, so the stove has probably been burning for, it's like 5-ish hours now that I'm heading into a bigger burn, but I'm gonna let this get burning hotter, and then I will go ahead and give you guys some temperature readings. All right, here's our nice hot fire. Pretty impressed. I can actually get quite a bit of wood in there. And yeah, look at it, it's gorgeous. Burns hot, it burns clean. Okay, we are headed into our hot burn right now. We are approximately 10 to 15 minutes into it. The stove has been burning approximately 5 to 5.5 hours, and I'm gonna give you guys some temperature readings. So directly over on your oven cleanout plate on the right-hand side of the stove is 430 degrees. The flue collar is 350 degrees. Right-hand side of your cook plate is 350 degrees. The center cook plate is at 512 degrees. And side corners of the stove are about 369 degrees. Our front glass is 583 degrees. So that's 600 degrees on the side walls and about 500 in the top and the bottom. So it's pretty hot, like 550 degrees in the oven with a roaring hot fire and my oven damper not even activated. So these Nordica stoves, they like to burn hot. So great for cooking high temperature things. People ask about pizzas. If you need that high temperature for the pizzas, Nordicas make wonderful pizzas. So yeah, side panels of the stove are looking like 190 at the top, 96 at the bottom, same 199 at the top. So I hope you guys find these temperature readings helpful.
Here we are looking at the stove all the way dampered down. And this is as low as it goes. I mean, and if you see this flame, it's still burning pretty good. I'm gonna bet that on a full load, we'll be lucky to get 6 hours out of this stove.
So one other quick little note that I just want to point out in this video is that this model is not UL listed for insurance purposes, or possibly if you are having any type of building inspection done or wet inspection. So that is definitely something to keep in mind while viewing this videos and daydreaming about owning this beautiful Rosetta stove. Nordica does have other models that are UL listed. However, they do not have any smaller, like 33-inch models that are UL listed. All of the UL listed models, I believe, are 35 inches and up. So just keep that in mind. So I hope that you guys found this first burn video helpful. For those of you guys who have watched my videos, it might get repetitive, but also I think it's kind of cool to see each stove light up and how easy they are to light. I will say that Nordica stoves do have really good airflow as far as getting the fire started initially, and pretty low smoke output as well. So if you guys like my videos, if the information is helpful, please don't forget to just give it a quick little thumbs up. Click that subscribe button in the corner of the channel. That will notify you. If you click the little bell, I believe, below, that gives you the notifications of actual new videos. And don't forget, the more views we get, the more likes we get, the more videos I will continue to produce. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless and have a wonderful day.